Mr. Albert Magdaleno of Ladyville Heights, and he will be sharing his perspective and, of course, his encouragement.
All right, good evening, everyone. I have no scripted notes because I want to speak from my heart. I'll put some notes down, but I say no. Tell me how you feel when you read the book while passing through. As a religious man, just the name of the book, I can remember one religious song. This world is not my home. I'm just what? We know the song. I'm just what? Passing through. And by God, Miss Bev, after I don't read this book, I say, you deserve one standing ovation. Because when I don't read the book, I like, how she got through all that thing there and still got his sanity. You know, crazy. Because I watch so many young people, younger than Miss Bev, men and women on the streets of Belize City, walking around with their face and their mind gone. We say they live on crack. I'm sure not all of them is because of drugs. Most of them, some of them, a few of them, heartbreak. Miss Bev gone through it. I read it in this book. And just like Miss Lily was saying, you're the root for that man of hope this one hour. Because the first guy where you meet, I mean, you have to read the book to get a sense of what Miss Bev endured. When Miss Bev meet the first man, this man pay tal. Right, Miss Bev? They live in a condo. So, and I know a person that got a very imaginative, creative mind. So when I read, I like I watch a Netflix movie. So when Miss Bev said the man rich and the man living in a condo, I imagine, boy, I've been to Los Angeles. I know Los Angeles. I said, wow, by Miss Bev, they live the life. My man had money. They go places. They eat the best, drink the best, wear the best. And I'm like, finally, after all this poor lady gone through, they meet and they embrace real love. But you know what? They say something happens, feces happens. I don't want to use the next word, but feces happens. And that relationship didn't last. Reading Miss Bev's book also sent my mind back to when I was in high school at ACC. I read Bekalam. While reading Miss Bev's book, while passing through, no disrespect to Bekalam, because I think Bekalam, Miss Adele, was a fictitious story, right? Or was it partly real? When they talk about St. Catherine's is real. Some of the streets are real. But the story itself was like, fictitious. So when I read this book from Miss Bev, I said, Bekalam, step aside. Come on, new boss in town. Bekalam, that way somebody make up. Miss Bev, a real person, right front away, gone through it. And they gone through it in a time when Belize had limited technology. There was no DVD back then when you were young, right, Miss Bev? No TV, no DVD, no Netflix, no internet, no cable. And we Belizean men, my God, when I read Miss Bev down through, I say, man, some of us men are monsters. I say it with cold seed from my skin because the thing that Miss Bev gone through and experienced by people who are supposed to call family, it's a shame. Some of us men, our hormones take control away that we pray for our own family members. Sick. And I'm saying this because at that time, they don't have no cable, but I can watch all the Netflix. or like I put on a DVD, nothing ever there for pleasure and enjoyment. So these sick-minded perverts of family members who call themselves men, they start prey on their niece, their stepdaughter, their female family members, and there are women who have difficult marriages up to this point because of where family member put them through at a younger age. There are some married women who have hard time coming together with their husbands in intimacy because of some of the issues and some of the trauma that they experience as a teenager by uncle, brother, even brother. Miss Bev gone through it. The first one was what? Tell her. Your first sexual experience was a brother. If they eat the book. I don't want to talk much because we need to buy the book to get the full sense of what this lady write about. This, I don't know, joke, it's not make-up story. She went through it. She still have a sanity. She still was able to bounce back, get her a job. Tell them who your first child was. It's in the book. How can you claim to love Mima? Oh, sorry. Before I end, my apologies, Your Honor. Before I end, just like how that's why they left me for last because I get carried away. Hey guys, we're live on the Devil Highlights, folks in Belize, throughout this country and abroad. We have a living author. No one were dead because we like honor dead heroes. We have a living author in our presence who have put. We always hear people say, "Man, if you don't only know where I got through, you know what? I should have written a book." A lot of people say they should have written a book, but do they do it? No. Miss Bev decided to put it down in her book. And the book is not just about her horrific, terrible experiences. It also shows and teaches you how to bounce back from these circumstances. It's the bouncing back that matters. It's being able to forgive, like the judge mentioned. It is being able to bend through it, but rise above it. Miss Bev teaches in the section called Life Lessons. Lesson learned. Lesson learns is where she explains how you can overcome these traumatic experiences. My suggestion is, and I don't know if anybody from the Ministry of Education Department would see or hear this, but guys, we have introduced a lot of Caribbean writers in our schools, and we have heard about V.S. Reed and Paul and all of these Caribbean writers, but we got our very own Write the Belizean, who write excellent books, real life books that we can introduce into the high school curriculum. And not only so, you can also, high schools, universities, and sixth form can also get Miss Bev to come into the schools and present herself. Because what is in here, man, I think Miss Bev only touched the tip of the iceberg. But if she could go into the high schools, man, God knows how many people and students and young girls could be saved by one woman's story. But she have survived it. And again, God, Jehovah God, is the one that make this lady still here today to share her story. In the end, her story says that all the abusers and those people who have wronged her, you know where they are? Tell them about them. All of them dead. How is it that every one of the persons who had abused and ill-treat, alright, I think I gave out too much of the story of the book. So guys, please get the book. I encourage the Ministry of Education to please put it in the curriculum. so our young people can be saved by what and the life lessons learned from Miss Bev. Thank you guys very much. My apologies for taking so long.